Certainly are. Morning, Richard. Hello, everybody. Yes, it's a pretty much full-strength India pace attack. Certainly the pace attack that was in action through the India series. They got a
first over.
Gladly, Mohammed Shami into Louis Kimber. 4 slips away. Shami is in. It's right gully now. The fourth step has moved a little bit wider as Sam Evans in the bowling here with presumably Yush Yadav. The good leave actually from Evans. That in comes Mohammed Shami to Evans. A little bit leg side. He turns this off his hips. Shami does like to attack the order player, but up at the top of the order today faces up to Shami, who beats him outside off stump. A little bit of nip. Generally, when mid-on is the only one appealing, you are fairly sure that it isn't. Shami in, squared up Louis Kimber, but he's played it well. He's guided it down between third slip and gully, and that's gone down to the deep third boundary for the first boundary. Louis of that variety that's Mohammed Siraj.
Is it Siraj with one of those undershirts on? In goes Yadav and bowls, back foot defensive put. Yadav is in. That does find the edge, bounces just short.
Shami. In he scuds towards Kimber, who definitely had a flash at that. Try in a second as Shami is in a skewed drive from Kimber. He wasn't quite into the shot, but he threw the hands through it with that big backlift, and it goes away to the right hand of the Leicestershire. Last ball of the over from Shami. Kimber awaits and lets this go.
In goes Yadav and bowls outside off stump. He leaves or tries to leave Evans.
Former Leicestershire player tells about Verinder Sehwag. Evans facing up to Shami, and he's gone. First ball that he's faced from Shami. It was a fast bowler, a little bit full, a little bit of movement away. Evans had a little prod at it, and it's Sam Evans, the Leicestershire captain for this game, is gone for 1 of 22 deliveries. Get the ball squirting into that region. Shami in, that's left alone, very tight to off stump. Shami puts hands.
Yadav is in, bowls again, and he is flashing this time, and he's got it wide of, well, between third and fourth slip. I'd say wide of 16 of 20 balls, 18 for 1, but far from convincing.
Again, too tight really to play the shot that he was wanting to. You could see he was a little...
As Yadav is in, and Kimber inside edges down to long leg between his body and the stumps. 4-4, came back in, and it's 4-4. So picked up 2 boundaries in the over and has moved on to 20, but one would not say
is in to Pujara, yet to get off the mark, and he's bowled him. Cheteshwar Pujara gone for a duck. Mohammed Shami spreads the arms wide like an aeroplane and then leaps to hug Pujara around the neck. That one will be much talked about. That was a beauty from Shami. They've been moving away off the seam. That one came back in and took the top of the bails. Cheteshwar Pujara, a man very much in form, is gone for the attack this morning as Shami is in to Everson, who leaves this on length through to the keeper. KS and floppy hat. The wide brim hats are very much in evidence. Last ball of a very good over from Mohammed Shami. He's down the leg side, and I think that might be leg buys. It's escaped KS Barrett, then gone down to the boundary for 4. Yes.
Yadav as he comes in and bowls to Kimber, who leans.
And Rishabh Pant in next.
Yeah. Yadav is in, bowls to Kimber, full and on driven, and he's got that one past the diving mid on Jadeja, I think it is there.
Shardul Thakur.
Again, especially going down the slight slope to the members' seats between the pavilion and the meet, and Kimber picks up 4 with probably...
Sort of dived over the top of that delivery. That shot, rather.
Yadav is in and bowls, and Kimber is turning it out towards square leg. He's going to pick up another 4. A nice piece of timing there. It does just trickle over the ropes. It was no more really than a defensive push, but a huge gap with all those slot field. That gentle push was able to run past umpire Gibson and gently out as far as the boundary in front of the Upton Steel stand over there. Consecutive boundaries to Louis Kimber, 28 of 27.
Mid-on, so you really only have to do what almost guaranteed to go for 4.
Yadav is in and bowls outside off stump, and then he raises his eyes, raising his eyes to the heavens. Yadav is in, and Kim looking to get forward. He's a big man. It wasn't a big stride front foot. As umpire Warren Ward is 10 overs old. Quite often at this seat, at about that, to be examined by the fielding side and the of Mohammed Shami.
As Thakur is in, full delivery. Everton will get off the mark with it to the covers. Not many on the Ridger's arm will duck. Kimber is up to Drew and leaves this fourth ball of the 11th over of this innings. Kimber pushes this and beats the dive of the fielder at mid-off. It might just pull up. Siraj is going to have to taste that point to off, but the ball is actually stopped by the time he's there, and they'll come through for 3 runs. That was
So we do have a change, and Siraj is in and bowls on the back foot. Kim defends the delivery of out into the off side. And so the T20 side in particular has found a winning formula. In goes Siraj. To him, full again. He drives back down into the pitch. Siraj puts up his right hand, may have brushed his before hitting the... Siraj is in and bowling outside of stump, and again...
of Loughborough.
In goes Siraj and bowls, and Kimber is leaning forward again, somewhat diffidently almost.
Charlotte Tarkwood comes in his second over, and that's punched down. A shot of the morning so far from Joe with a little strike inside on it on 4. Charlotte Tarkwood more than Raj on his yard therefore. With the shot not as quick, does tend to try and pitch the ball up, where he does have a surprisingly slippery short ball. Into respond drive Everson. This responds well. This alone.
He's still in 20, isn't he? His birthday, November the 14th, 2001.
As he faces up the 21-year-old to Shardul Guru, who dies at 8.
Right. My math is...
It is. So Harkwood comes in, pushes this one into the onside again. Chase Shummy at mid-wicket, mid-on rather, but it's a fielder at mid-wicket who gets there first. And Fury IPL after a success with the nice Super Kings. He do Everson, who tries to fuck this for back foot, but if anything's very early Australian for bottom to the speaker, no doubt, as is in to Joeyson, who defends this nicely, and they call from here than from Rose Sharma.
And Leicestershire have lost their end, and the Foxes are 44-3.
Mohammed Siraj take him, but he has learnt to. It was Dale Steyn actually who played outswinger. There can't be many better to learn from. South African, just a little bit of nibble away. Not a lot that Kimber could really do. It was a good delivery and enterprising innings. And speaking, here comes the great Enterprise Punt, who's been making himself very popular over the last few days. I saw him making cracking jokes with his Leicestershire people who he's in cordon with yesterday, walking in today, and he is about to go clubs with Joey. This could be a great deal of fun if he sticks around for a little while.
Yes, he does. It has gone a little dark here. The Upton Steel County got some heavier cloud has blown in the early stages.
He's decided to, rather than shadow batting, playing a defensive shot, or he's decided to run a 2.
Dave's got the habit of Samit, who, whenever he's hit a 4, always runs the other end and touches his bat in the crease at the other end. Habit, well, not habit, it's a superstition almost he has to fulfil.
Interesting, I can see Ravindra Jadeja warming up, but